for you, and I'm sure we will. Very soon.
is a conference game, so this is an important game to start out. But the road just only gets harder from here for Piedmont.
Tell me to go off for a second. Go off. Say, hey, I gotta go off for a second.
We're going to have to go off the air for just a moment, and we'll try to get back to you. We're still trying to get some of these issues worked out. We'll see you here in just a minute. All right. Trying to get back on the air. I think we've got some of it taken care of now. We were having some issues with the headphones, and I couldn't hear myself. I don't know if you guys out there watching could, but I know we've got that taken care of now. Reggie Scipio at the line, the freshman coming in, providing a really nice spark for Piedmont. He's already got 5 off the bench. Piedmont up 4, 16-11. 12:24 remaining. Roba Flynn has checked into the game for Piedmont. And Roba from right down the road in Stokesdale, North Carolina. And that's another kid you don't want to leave open because he will light you up. There's a nice drive all the way inside by Nick Marshall, and he gets fouled by Scipio. Nick Marshall, just 5'9", taking on the 6'2" Scipio, and he won that battle. Scoring the bucket counts, he's got 1. Bounces around, misses Scipio, and the rebound out to Valentine. And right there, I talked with Justin the other day and asked him what he did over the summer to really work on his game. And there's Worrells with the rebound and puts it back up and scores. Timothy Worrells, he's got 5. And Valentine said he really worked on his ball handling skills. And we just saw some of the skills right there. That's something he couldn't do last year, and he brought it up the court quickly and got out of trouble with those skills. Scipio with the ball, takes it to the hole and scores again. This freshman out of Roland, North Carolina is coming in and putting on a show. He's got 7. And there's a travel. Brett Camp tried to take a step without dribbling, and he turned it over. It'll be Piedmont's basketball. 20-13, 11-18 remaining here in the first half. Piedmont looking pretty sharp for the first game of the season. Piedmont is coached by Clint Walker, his 5th season. Here's the head man at Piedmont. Won the district championship last year, and that was Piedmont's first since 1994. And that was a team that Coach Walker was a part of, and a big part of. He was an all-team American as a player here at Piedmont. Hewitt with a fake, puts up the shot, bounces around and scores. Big Nate Hewitt's got 6. 22-13, Piedmont up by 9. Coach Walker continuing to stay in the zone. Johnson working it around. Trevor King knocks down a 3 for for Johnson University. Now Johnson showing some pressure. Full court. And there's a steal. Valentine loses it. And Ricky Bowen scores. 22-18. Kalen Bird now gets now. Piedmont loses it again. A little pressure by Johnson has worked out. That was a nice timeout by Coach Brandon Perry. And I think I'll be honest with you, I think Piedmont was just a little bit surprised by it because they have a lot better ball handlers than what you're seeing right there. Whirls with a nice box out, but the ball bounced way to the other side of the court. Scipio there with a rebound. Kalen Bird with it now, gets it up the court quickly. Nice move, kick out to Whirls for three, and that's how you do it. Whirls knocks it down. And you're gonna be hearing a lot of Bird to Whirls this year, I guarantee you. And that was a nice transition, way to get things back together, guys. Justin Valentine with a reach. And he'll check out of the game. Roba Flint will check back in. Piedmont looking good here on defense. On offense, they're a little shaky. Probably what you would see out of every team the first game of the season. Now there's a whistle. Looks like they're going to reset the shot clock. 9:22 left here in the first half. Piedmont up by 7. Piedmont has Whirls, Kalen Bird, Roba Flint, Nathan Hewitt, and Reggie Scipio in the game. They try to get it inside, but Nathan Hewitt prevented that from happening. And Roba Flint comes down, pulls up. There's Whirls wide open, and he knocks down another one. And Timothy Whirls is starting out this season like he ended it last year. He's raining down threes from all over the court. That's his third one of the half. Hewitt with a block. Roba Flint now with it. Piedmont gets it across midcourt. They kick it to Whirls. He's open again. He lets it go, and he's off the mark this time. Scipio battling for the boards, and he loses it. And Kenny White comes up with a rebound. Kenny White takes it the length of the court over Hewitt and Whirls and scores. Good move by Kenny White. 28-20. And there is good pass from Hewitt, and he scores. And they're going to call a charge. I'm going to give Gunner St. John credit for standing there. But I'll be honest with you, he looked like he was running into that position. And Hewitt pulled up, but they called the charge on Hewitt. And it'll go the other way. Basket doesn't count, it's waved off. Johnson now with the basketball. Piedmont still in there, 2-3. There's a nice play and nice pass. A little pressure again by Johnson, and Piedmont once again loses it. And Kenny White is coming up big. He has another steal. Johnson has another steal, and it's 28-27. And Piedmont just can't seem to handle the pressure right now. They have turned the ball over 6 times out of 8 times down the court. And what was a 10-point game just 2 minutes ago is now a 1-point game. Coach Walker calling the timeout. He's just telling his boys to calm down. First game of the season, you lose the ball 1 or 2 times, and then you get a little jittery. We got a new backcourt this year with Kalen Bird running the show at point. But this is a backcourt that's very capable of handling the pressure, and they will do fine. And Piedmont, without its leading scorer from last year, Malik Milton, who has some eligibility issues here for the first game. He'll be back next week. But Milton averaged almost 20 points a game, and then the last 6 or 7 games of the season averaged almost 30. And he is one of the ball handlers as well for Piedmont. And so now, Piedmont in the game. Piedmont has Justin Valentine taking the basketball out. Kalen Bird in the game, and there they go. And Coach Walker just pulled up a play and showed them how to break that press. I don't know if that's the shot we wanted right there at that particular time, but that's the one we got. And that's a shot Valentine can knock down just coming out of a timeout, being on the run that Johnson is. And there's an over-the-back call. Good box out by Justin Valentine to get the over-the-back call. But when you're on a run like that and you lose a 10-point lead, you want to come down, break the press, and then be patient on offense and get a good shot. Now, if that shot would have went in, of course, we would all be praising him for making the shot. And that's not just Valentine. That's just the first game of the season. And now Piedmont is breaking the press, no problem. Beautiful pass from Valentine to Hewitt. And I doubt Johnson's pressure will have much of an effect on Piedmont anymore the rest of the game. Now, I may be shown to not know what I'm talking about, but like I said, I know these guys, and they're very, very capable of handling the pressure. Nick Marshall lost it out of bounds for Johnson, but it was off the hands of Jordan Davis, who's checked back into the game for Piedmont. Jordan McClendon tries a three, misses it. Valentine with a rebound, and there's a reach in. Fouls on Nick Marshall. He doesn't seem to be real happy about it. But that's the call. 30-27. Piedmont up by 3. 6:40 remaining here to go in the first half. Piedmont not looking bad for the first game of the season. Coach Walker and Coach Mabe has worked really, really hard this summer in the last 3 weeks of practice to get these boys ready. And I tell you, the guy that's impressed me the most so far this game of the new players is Reggie Scipio. And now they're called a blocking foul on Nate Hewitt, who come up and set a pick. And so it'll be Johnson's basketball. .609 left. Kenny White was open for Johnson, lets a three go, miss it, and Valentine comes down and once again puts up a quick shot. Johnson comes down. Kenny White misses a layup with Valentine all over him. Now Kalen Bird calls it, and they're slowing the offense back down. Valentine has it up top. Off the pick from Hewitt. They run the pick and roll. Hewitt throws one up. And he must be living right this week, because he said a prayer for that one to go in, and it was answered. I don't know how he made it, but I'm glad it went in. Hewitt's got 8. And I don't know where the breakdown was in defense right there, but Kenny White was left open. The closest person to him was maybe 7 to 8 feet away, and he knocks down a 3. And every time Piedmont starts to pull away, Johnson counters and comes back. Ball out of bounds. It'll still be Piedmont's basketball. 14 on the shot clock. Scipio about ready to check back in, and he'll come in for Valentine. Roba Flynn will take it out on the baseline. And they run zip play. And Flint hits Scipio, and he scores, and Scipio has 9. Jordan McClendon took it to the hole, and Hewitt was on him. They're going to call a foul on him. And that'll be, I believe that'll be 3 on Hewitt. I'll have to check. Let's hope that's only 2. Either way, he's going to sit out probably the rest of the first half. And the bucket counts, 34-32. 4:32 remaining. We've got a good crowd here at Piedmont for the first game of the season. McClendon misses the first one. Roba Flint with a rebound. I tell you what, it wasn't too long ago that there wasn't 10 people in these seats to watch a basketball game. Justin Valentine pulls up, nice little jumper and misses. Sign of frustration on his face. And I'm going to tell you what, Trevor King launched one from the cheap seats and knocked down a three. Kind of a unorthodox shot, and Scipio comes down the baseline, reverses and scores. I'm going to tell you right now, they better find somebody to stop him, because they haven't found anybody to stop him yet. Scipio comes up from behind, knocks the ball away. Flint will take it, comes down all the way, gets fouled. Scipio follows with a dunk, but I believe they're going to call the foul and send Roba Flint to the line. And that's what they'll do. Flint will shoot two. Roba Flint, an over 80% free throw shooter, and both of these will probably go down. I'll tell you what, from his freshman to sophomore season, or during the freshman season, the most improved player probably on Piedmont's team is Roba Flint. He came in last year, and from what I observed at the beginning of the season, I'll be honest, I didn't know how much he would play or how much he would contribute to Piedmont. But I'll tell you what, that kid has practiced, worked his behind off, and has really become a big part of this team. And then Brett Camp lights one up from deep and knocks it down. And I'll tell you what, Johnson keeps knocking down the threes. And Kalen Bird just decided to take it himself all the way down, and he scores. Bird with 6, Piedmont back up by 2, 3 minutes left to play. And finally, Johnson misses one. Kenny White tried it. Here comes Kalen Bird down with it. He backs it back out. A wise decision by the sophomore. Valentine pulls up from 23 and knocks it down. The lead back, extended back to 5. Johnson moving around, gets it into St. John. He kicks it back out. Taylor Gilpin in the game now for Johnson. And Kenny White takes it down the middle and just puts up a beautiful little floater and scores. Kenny White looking good for Johnson. There's Whirls open for 3, and he knocks it down. Tim says, let me show you what I can do here in the first half. Give me the ball. And Tim is lighting up the scoreboard. That's his 4th 3 of the half. And there's a nice pass from Gilpin to St. John, and they've ran that play a couple times, and it's worked for them. Piedmont with the basketball. Whirls, beautiful pass into Scipio. And it looks like they called a charge on him. Well, I see nothing has changed from last year. We seem to get a lot of calls that go the other way. 46-42, a minute 22 here to play in the first half. Student section has yet to sit down. And it's nice to see these kids out supporting the team. Considering considering what Piedmont has come through the last 15 years and knowing what this gymnasium looked like just a few years ago. Scipio with a steal. He comes down all the way, misses the shot. Just rolled off the rim. Piedmont back on defense. McClendon pulls up way outside. Good box out by Whirls. And that's what a senior should do. And Scipio comes down and gets mauled and no call. I mean, he got absolutely mauled. And Johnson comes down, and the guy that mauled Scipio gets rewarded with a basket on the other side. 46-44, 23 seconds remaining. Kalen Bird gets his pocket picked. And Nick Marshall misses the shot. Kenny White fouls it up, and Bird fouls him. 14 seconds left. Piedmont up by 2. And Piedmont just being a little careless with the basketball. I'm sure Coach Walker will address that issue at halftime. But besides that, Piedmont's looking pretty good here in the first half on offense. A little shaky on the defensive end, but I'm sure that'll be taken care of. White misses the second one. 10 seconds left. Flint brings it down to Scipio. Scipio takes it in. They get a reach in and doesn't call it. And Nick Marshall will take the last shot. It's no good. And Piedmont will go into the halftime with a 1-point lead, 46-45. And I'll get you some of the stats when we come back in just a moment. But one of the issues that Coach Walker and Coach Mabe's going to address during the halftime, I'm sure, is their turnovers, the pressure, their full court pressure that Johnson had, and Piedmont having some trouble with it. And then probably the defensive end. And we're going to have Coach Mabe up here, and we're going to talk about it some. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, fine. First game of the season. I realize that you guys I'm sure the players have a few jitters. I know I always did.
Yeah.
And you guys seemed, on offense, you seemed to click pretty well. The ball was moving around pretty good. Looked like you had some trouble with the full court pressure. How are you guys going to adjust that?
Yeah, well, we just panicked. We just got to make sure we're being patient. We're not going to the holes. We're kind of feeding into the trap. Once we figured out where the holes were, the players figured out where the holes were, I thought we broke it pretty easily. We just got to manage our shots a little better once we do beat it.
As far as on the defensive end, I'm looking up there and 45 points given up in the first half. I know that's something that you and Coach Walker are probably not real happy about. Are you going to do any adjusting in the second half for that?
Yeah, we're getting out of position, and we're giving up a lot of open shots. And then, for a while they didn't hit them. They started hitting some threes there at the end. Yeah, we're none too happy about 45 in the first half. I understand, we don't have a very deep bench right now, so we got to probably manage some timeouts a little better, give our guys some wind, and I think that's going to help out a little bit.
One more question before you go in. Did you think you were going to get the offensive contribution from the freshman Reggie Scipio that you got here in the first half?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of confidence in Reggie. Reggie's a very raw player, but a lot of confidence in him. He's still growing, he's still developing, which is the scary part. But he's a big part of our team right now.
Coach, good to see you again. Good to talk to you. Good luck the rest of the game. That was Coach Bob Mabe, the assistant basketball coach for Piedmont, who has done a wonderful job being the assistant to Coach Walker. I tell you what, you couldn't get two guys in this institution that I think could coach this team better than those two guys right there. They're doing a wonderful job. And I know Piedmont's proud of them, and I know the players love playing for those two. We're going to take just a little bit of a break. And I don't know if you're watching the halftime show out here. It looks like a half-court shooting contest. I know that I wouldn't be able to even throw the ball that far. I can barely see that far. But we're going to give you a break, and we'll come back in just a little bit with some of the stats for the first half of the basketball game. All right, we'll see you in a little while. It's Dan.
Anyway, yeah. So,
Okay. Well, you got it done. You got it well. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, from 2 to 4 to 6, 28, 31, 34, 37, 40, 43. I've got 3 points missing somewhere. Let me go find out. Oh. Well, I tell you what. ready to start the second half. Piedmont up by 1, 46-45. And Johnson starts out with a basketball. There's a little floater by Nick Marshall, and Hewitt comes up with a rebound. Kalen Bird backs it up, and they'll start the offense for Piedmont. For the first half, Tim Worrells was Piedmont's leading scorer. He had 14. To include 4 3-pointers, he was 4 for 5 from out there in long range distance. Piedmont's second leading scorer, he had 11, was freshman Reggie Scipio, who did a really good job. He came off the bench and just played his heart out. And then Big Nate Hewitt had 10. Hewitt's only issue is he's got 3 fouls, and there's a steal by Bird, and he puts it up off the board and scores. Nice job by Kalen Bird, and Piedmont comes out with the defensive pressure. St. John turns around and misses, but McClendon's there to clean it up, and he scores. Flint gets it into Hewitt. The ball gets knocked around, and Valentine now with it. They're going to kick it back out, and Valentine does the right thing. Here comes Valentine. Pulls up from deep, and I'm not for sure if that was the right shot selection by Valentine. I'm not for sure what's going on with him right now. It might just be the first game jitters. Just trying to figure out what's going on, and because Valentine is a much better player than he's playing right now, but he'll be all right. They set up the offense. They swing it around. Valentine fade away off the mark. And then Valentine showing frustration on his face after he misses. Coach Walker not real happy about it. But he's leaving him out there, and I'm sure he's just trying to get Valentine a little confidence. And I'm sure Valentine's a little frustrated, working as hard as he has this summer and coming in here in the first game and the ball just not falling for him like he wants it to. And he's just adding a little extra effort into it that he probably shouldn't. But he'll be fine. Valentine will come in and he'll be fine. McClendon, nice little hook shot over Hewitt. And Johnson takes the lead, 49-48. Piedmont out-rebounded Johnson 22-14 in the first half. The only issue with that, Bird with a nice little reverse, just missed it, ball rolled off the rim, but the only issue we had is that 19 of those rebounds were defensive. We only have 3 offensive rebounds for the half, so I'm sure we'll work on that a little bit more. And there's a foul. I'm not for sure who that was on. But Piedmont had 13 turnovers to Johnson's 8, and I would say 8 of those turnovers came on the full court pressure. And I know that's something Coach Walker and Coach Mabe are absolutely not happy about, especially with the ball handlers that we have and the backcourt that we have. 17-24 left here to go in the second half, and McClendon's at the line, and the referee is looking at him. I'm not for sure if maybe he's cut. But set to check in for Johnson is number 3, Brett Kemp, and number 23, Trevor King. And McClendon misses the first one. Scipio to check in the game for Piedmont, and Valentine will take a seat. McClendon misses his second one, and Hewitt with the rebound. And here comes Piedmont. Let's see what kind of offensive possession we can get right here. Bird will start it on the right side. Roba Flynn at the top. They swing it out to Bird. Bird gets it in, beautiful pass to Scipio, and he scores. Scipio with 13, and a beautiful pass from Kalen Bird. Whirls probably should have been called for a foul, and he didn't. He got away with it. And Johnson comes up with the offensive rebound. And that was all because we didn't box out on that particular play. Hewitt, cross key pass to Flint. Flint looks in. Out to Whirls. Whirls takes it, little jump shot, 15-footer, no good. There's a fight for it. Johnson up with it. Flint almost comes up with a rebound. Nice pass from Brett Camp, and Hewitt blocks it, but Camp gets it back and knocks down the three. And Johnson up by 4 with 16 left to play in the game. Johnson coming out with a little bit higher defensive pressure than they had in the first half. Scipio gets the ball taken from him, and Brett Camp is the stealer, and he comes up, tries to take on Hewitt, and Hewitt just a little big for him, but Camp gets the ball back. There's a steal, and there's a travel by Trevor King. And Piedmont coming out the second half, not looking too sharp. Kind of what I would figure the first half would have looked like. Into the game for the first time for Piedmont is a sophomore from Clemens, Ben Doomey. And there's a foul away from the ball. Kalen Bird, when he went to set the pick, set it just a little bit too hard and got called for the foul. Here comes Johnson. Nick Marshall will bring it down for him. Just a little over 15 minutes left to play. Piedmont down by 4. There's a three-pointer. There's a pass to Scipio, and he scores. Nice pass from Roba Flint. Full length of the court to Scipio. And Scipio now has 15. There's a pass from St. John, gets knocked away by Doomey. Now Piedmont's starting to show a little more defensive pressure. 20 on the shot clock. And Kenny White back into the game for Johnson. They're trying to get it inside to St. John. Throws an elbow, looks like he walked with it. And there we go. There's the senior guard boxing out the much bigger Jordan McClendon. And when that happens, you don't have to get the rebound. All you have to do is box out. If that big man tries to come over you, the referee's going to see it most every time, and that's all Whirls did. Did one of the basics you learn in Pee Wee basketball, is to box out. And that's what he did. And Kalen Bird had Timothy Whirls wide open and just took a little extra step before he threw the pass. They did the little backdoor cut, and Whirls didn't have anybody within 6 feet of him. And Valentine back into the game for Piedmont. Let's see if Valentine gets it together. Nick Marshall puts up a shot from the top. Didn't quite find his mark. Nathan Hewitt ready to check back in the game. And he checks in back in, and Ben Doomey will take a seat. Doomey come in and gave Piedmont a nice couple of minutes. Now Valentine will take over point. And let's see how well he runs the offense. And he gets his pocket pick. And Nick Marshall takes it all the way down and scores. Valentine having a tough game, but I'll tell you, he's a lot better player than he's showing. And finally, Kenny White gets called for that reaching in. And I'm going to tell you, as a point guard, a former point guard and a ball handler, there is nothing more frustrating than bringing the ball down and getting hacked the whole way down and it not being called. So Kalen Bird comes back in for Piedmont. He'll take over at point, and Valentine will go to the 2 guard. Piedmont working it around. Nice pick by Hewitt. He kicks it out to Valentine, and Valentine off the mark, misses it. But he gets the rebound, and they'll set the offense back up. Valentine into Hewitt. Nice little pass. Hewitt turnaround jumper, scores. Nice pass from Valentine into Hewitt. And that brings Piedmont within 2. 13:20 remaining. And St. John, the big man, takes one from deep. Valentine with a rebound. Here comes Whirls. They pull it back up. And there's a difference right there between what a freshman and a sophomore might do to what a senior and a junior or 2 seniors will do. Coach Walker will call a 30-second timeout. But many times last year, especially early in the season, we would bring the ball down, and instead of being patient on offense, we would come down and put up a very quick shot. And if the shot fell, that was great, but a lot of times they wouldn't, because the shot selection just wasn't what we needed at the time, and that led to points on the other end of the court. And this year, and especially at the end of last season, about the last 10 games, Piedmont really put it together. And the underclassmen grew up, and our senior point guard at the time, Javon Summers, really picked up his game, and then that's when Malik Milton, the young man I told you about earlier, who has an eligibility issue at this first game, and Piedmont's leading scorer, really came to life, and Piedmont put it together. And I'll tell you, they were a fun team to watch. A fun team to watch play last year, especially when it came tournament time. They didn't play around. They took care of business. So 12:53 remaining, 56-54. Valentine will put it up, and he misses. Johnson with a rebound. Ricky Bowen will take it down, and he tries to take to the length of the court, and Kalen Bird plays good defense and just stays right in front of him, and it'll be called the other way. Good defense by Kalen Bird. That's a way to move his feet. Full court pressure being applied by Johnson, and let's see if Piedmont handles it a little bit better this time. And they get it down the court easily. Kalen Bird gets it, and they'll call. And Hewitt looks like he was camping in the lane. He better get out of there. Bird, the no-look pass to Whirls. He misses it. Hewitt was there for the rebound, and he needs to get off of him before he gets that 4th foul called on him. Johnson will bring the ball down. Ricky Bowen on the right side. They swing it around. There's a good look, but Valentine comes up with it, knocks it away, and Hewitt with a rebound. Kalen Bird out to Scipio. Scipio, nice pass to Whirls. Whirls for 3, drains it. Beautiful pass from Scipio, and he gives it to Whirls, and Whirls absolutely knows what to do with it. Now Piedmont up by 1, and that's Whirls' 5th 3-pointer of the game. And that was a very good transition. Hold on just 1 minute. I lost audio for just 1 second. Okay, we got it back. Got it back. And Brett Kemp was left open for Johnson, and he knocks down another one. And so we're playing back and forth with the 3-pointers. Kalen Bird gets it down the court, gets it inside to Hewitt. Hewitt having a little trouble, but with those long arms, reaches under the goal and just kind of scoops it up on a reverse and scores. And Hewitt has 14. Ball game's tied. Scipio went for the steal, and he better get back. And I'm going to tell you, that Brett Camp is lighting it up. He's hit another three-pointer. 62-59, 11:04 remaining. Kalen Bird will bring it down. Takes it the length of the court, scores. All the way down. And Bird's got 10. That's something you didn't see much from Kalen Bird last year. Bird was more of a just, if he was open, he would take the shot. And Taylor Gilpin knocks a three down for Johnson. And they are just knocking the threes out. Don't be surprised if Coach Walker don't go to a man-to-man here pretty soon. 65-61, Johnson with a 4-point lead. Kalen Bird pulls up, knocks it down. And there's another part of Bird's game that you didn't see last year. Being able to pull up and hitting that mid-range jumper. And when I talked to him the other day at practice, he told me that's one of the things he has worked on a lot this summer. And he showed it right there. There's a pass inside. And Hewitt better be careful. He got a cheap foul called on him. I won't deny that. But then Hewitt bounced the ball a little hard on the court, and he's apologizing to the referee, which I believe is a good tactic. But with a game this close, you don't want to do that. And Hewitt knows it. Just a little frustrated. And McClendon bounces around a free throw, and he scores. Whirls, and Hewitt will sit out for Piedmont, and enter the game is Jordan Davis and Roba Flint back into the game. So Piedmont going small. We're going to see if they're going to throw in some full court pressure here. And we'll see. There's a backboard free throw, and the bank's open this late in downtown Winston-Salem for McClendon. 4-point lead, 9:59 remaining. Davis with the ball. Johnson showing full court man-to-man pressure. Davis kicks it out to Valentine, who pulls up from three and nails it. And Valentine can knock that down. And he was set up perfectly by Davis, and that's what we like to see. Now Roba Flint trying to get into McClendon, and somebody didn't box out. And there comes McClendon, came in over the back, and when the call wasn't made, but I believe he was fouled a little earlier on the play before, and it wasn't called. So letting them play a little down there. And Roba Flint is only 6 foot, and McClendon has him at 6'4", but he looks about 6'10" from here. He's a big guy, and he misses the first of the 2 free throws. Piedmont down by 1, 9:29 remaining. McClendon will have a second one. And I'm going to tell you what, we haven't seen Roba Flint shoot it from 3 much. I think he's about due to knock one down. So don't be surprised if Flint don't knock one down for 3. I'm going to call it here in a little bit. Scipio out to Bird. Bird swings it. Flint thought about it. He's coming up to set a pick for Valentine. 9 on the shot clock. Valentine pulls up from 3, and that's not for sure of what we wanted, and we didn't get back on defense, and we got burned. 70-66. 8:49 remaining. Coach Walker not happy about that, and Whirls and Hewitt about to check back in for Piedmont. I'm telling you, Roba Flint's about to knock one down. I feel it coming. There's Flint on the mark, and he missed it. I don't know why I saw it coming, but I felt that he was about to light one up. And there's a box out by Davis. There you go, son. That's the way to do it. And for all you young basketball players out there watching this game, you don't have to have a 40-inch vertical, and you don't have to be able to be tall to be able to be effective on the boards. If you can box out, then you can be an effective rebounder. And I'll tell you what, Coach Brandon Perry is not happy about something. Valentine pulls up, misses his shot. Tries to go for the rebound, missing, in a nice little thread the needle pass, but he didn't get it. Kalen Bird and Timothy Whirls, a 2-on-1, and Bird tries to take it. And Brett Camp, the 5'9" sophomore, knocks it out of Bird's hand. Good defense by Brett Camp, and he'll take a seat. Hewitt back into the game for Piedmont. And so is Timothy Whirl. So you've got Davis. You have Davis, Tim Whirls, Reggie Scipio, Nate Hewitt, and Roba Flint on the court for Piedmont. And McClendon wide open from 3. And he knocks it down. And it's a 7-point lead by Johnson. And I'll tell you what, and then there's a steal by Kenny White, who takes it to length, misses it. Roba Flint with a rebound, kicks it out to Scipio. Scipio, and now he loses it and grabs his jersey. And I'm happy they didn't call a flagrant on him, because he just grabbed his jersey kind of out of frustration. Piedmont a little bit out of control right now. 7:20 remaining. Piedmont down by 7. And it's about go time for Piedmont. So here we go. Johnson with the basketball with 7:13 remaining. And I am very surprised that, and there's a walk-in violation on McClendon. It looked like he took a couple steps in there, and he was going to have a hard time with Hewitt, although he got Hewitt up in the air. And so we're lucky to get that one. And it looks like Piedmont had the basketball, but Roba Flint was running the baseline, and this particular possession, you're not allowed to be able to run the baseline. You have to be stationary, so it's like a traveling call. Valentine back in the game for Scipio. And let's hope Piedmont can get it together here in the last 7 minutes of the ball game. Shot clock should be running, but it's not. And there's a whistle, and I think that's what they're gonna get straight. Game clock and the shot clock didn't start. And I'll tell you what, one of the hardest jobs that anybody can have is to be a score clock keeper at a basketball game. There's no appreciation for that job, and nobody ever says you do a good job. It's almost like a referee. And Nate Hewitt got caught napping down low, and McClendon, they threw a back door to him and scored. Now Hewitt tries to give McClendon a dose of his own medication, and McClendon fouls him. Johnson with their biggest lead of the game at 9. 6:45 remaining. And a look of concern on Coach Walker's face. Hewitt misses the first one. But I'll bet Piedmont's going to go on a little run here. This is my prediction. Piedmont will go on a little run and get the crowd back into it. And then this game, we'll have a ball game again by about the 3-minute mark. That's going to be my prediction. Let's hope it happens. And there's defensive pressure, and Piedmont gets it back. So Piedmont giving a little pressure of their own. It's about time for Worrells to show up for another three. Worrells has 5 for the game and 17 total. Hewitt back out to Valentine, who puts it up, and I'm not for sure once again if that's the shot we need. Johnson up by 9, not being very patient either, and we'll take that shot. Valentine to Worrells. Worrells pulls up for 3, off the mark, and Hewitt tried to put it back in. Should have pulled it back down and put it up, and he tried to tap it, and he missed it. Piedmont having the opportunities here. And Coach Brandon Perry for Johnson will call a 30-second timeout. And I figure what he's telling his players is, hey guys, we have a 9-point lead with 6 minutes left. Let's be patient. Let's run that time off the score clock. And Coach Walker's telling his guys that, hey, don't panic. There's 6 minutes left, plenty of time. You don't have to go down and fire up a 3. You don't have to get it all back within a minute. Just go down, play good defense, box out, play the fundamentals, and come down and run your offense. And be patient. Although you want to have some urgency, you don't have to fire it up within 5 seconds off the clock. So here we go, 6:05 left, 75-67. Piedmont down by 8 here in the opening game of the season. And this is an important game already because this is a conference game. You don't want to start out 0-1 in the conference. And Johnson, like I said, showing patience. 7 on the shot clock. And they get a good look. Nick Marshall just missed it. And Piedmont now with a basketball. All right, boys, let's run the offense. And I cannot believe they called a foul on Tim Worrells. He just set a pick. Nick Marshall run right into him. And there's a lot of things you want to say, but you just can't say them, and I'll just keep it at that. Johnson's basketball, 67-75. They have the lead. Coach Walker pleading his case, but to no avail. So Johnson once again has time to eat up the clock, and that's what they're doing. They look inside and they score. Jordan McClendon scores, and Nate Hewitt can't do much about it with 4 fouls. 10-point lead, 5 minutes left. Kalen Bird inside to Hewitt. Nice look, and Hewitt scores. A little pick and roll. Now it's time to turn the defensive pressure up. This is where you got to want it, gentlemen. McClendon inside, and he misses a shot. And Taylor Gilpin tries to come in, but knocks it out of bounds. And I'm surprised we haven't seen Scipio back in the game for Piedmont. All right, we're trying to roll the ball down the court, trying to save a little time, but that's not the time to do it, gentlemen. Let's get the ball down the court and go. Kalen Bird kicks it out to Worrells. This is where Tim Worrells, being the senior, Roba Flint tries to get it into Hewitt and passes a little short. Second half has been a little sloppy, kind of like I thought the first half would be. Piedmont's offense looked pretty good in the first half, and they've been sloppy in the second half, and hopefully if they don't get it together here in the next 4 minutes, and it just seems like, I'm not for sure what happened there. Hewitt got nailed pretty hard and he went down, but no call was made. 10-point lead. But this is where Piedmont needs to move the ball quickly. It's fine to run your offense and be patient, but a lot of times when a coach tells his players to be patient, it's interpreted as being slow and lackadaisical, and that's not what you need to be. That ball needs to be moving around very quickly. Make that defense work. Make them move their feet. Make them make a mistake. And then that's when you take advantage of it. And Flint's going to sit down for a minute, and Scipio back in the game. And Hewitt needs to knock these down. Hewitt knocks down the first one. That's a big one. Hewitt with 17. Hewitt misses the second one. The ball rolls around. Johnson with it. And they're going to come down and probably eat up some clock. So Piedmont better turn up the defense. They're still in that zone, which I'm surprised. There's a steal by Bird. Bird looks up, gets it to Scipio, and Scipio takes it to Leak. And I thought he was going to make it. And there's a blocking foul. I don't know what else could have been called right there. And that's what we need to do. Get the rebound, get it down the court. Bird did a good job kicking it out, and Scipio did a good job taking it all the way. And let's see if this young man can knock down his free throws. He hits the first one. Scipio has 16 for the game. What I am seeing is balanced scoring for Piedmont, what you want to see. He misses the second one. Piedmont struggling at the free throw line. Now, some pressure being applied by Piedmont, and let's see if we can get some turnovers. Now Piedmont looks like they're in kind of a zone matchup. They get it inside, and that's just not what we want right there. That's too easy. Too easy. Lead back to 10. They keep getting it into Hewitt. Hewitt looked like he stepped out, but he didn't. There's a foul, and Scipio go back to the line. Ten-point lead for Johnson. And if Scipio makes these, you can about bank on there's going to be some full court pressure. He misses the first one. .255 left, 10-point lead. Piedmont on the brink of losing the game opener, or the home opener, I should say. Scipio makes the second one. Coach Walker calls a timeout. And this is where the game is going to get decided right here. Piedmont either comes out, plays well, wins the ball game, or makes a game out of it, or they come out in the first minute and then Johnson will win it. This game's going to be won in the next minute. So let's hope Coach Walker draws up a nice play and some nice motivation. He needs something to get this crowd back into the game. We miss old Big Joe, who's been here the last 4 or 5 years, he was kind of the crowd director, if you will. He always had face paint on and always was dressed up, and he could get this crowd going even if we were down by 30, which didn't happen very often. But we miss him here. And Joe, if you're out there listening, we miss you, buddy. All right, 2:55. Here's your ball game. Full court pressure being applied by Piedmont. They'll drop off in a man. And here we go. Nick Marshall at the top. Running the show for Johnson. Lowers his shoulder, goes down, misses. Hewitt with a rebound. Here's where you need to be safe with it, gentlemen. Scipio with the ball. Cuts the baseline, takes on all of them, and scores. Scipio went under the baseline, and there was 4 Johnson players all over him, and somehow, some way, he puts it in. So we're down to a 7-point game. And there's a foul on Bird, and that'll send Marshall to the line. Bird's shaking his head, but that's not necessarily a bad foul. Both teams have not been really productive at the free throw line. Marshall misses that one and one. So here comes Piedmont. Whirls with the basketball. Pulls up the little mid-ranger. And I don't know what happened, but Scipio with a rebound kicks it out to Valentine. This is where we need to move the ball, son. And he pulls up from 30 and drains it. And that's good to see. Now, crowd's getting back in the game. I wouldn't have advised that shot, but if there was a time that Valentine needed to step up big and knock one down, it was right there, and he did it. And Chad, I'm going to tell you, that was darn near 30 feet. Valentine picks the right time to knock it down. And that's his third 3 of the game, and we're back, and we've got a ball game. 4-point game, crowd back in it. I said this game would be won in the next minute. And Coach Walker obviously said the right things that he needed to say in that last timeout. And I'll tell you, that'll take the wind out of your sails. Right here is where we just need to play really good defense. We don't need to foul, especially on this side of the court. Just play good defense. If you can't get the steal, then don't try to go overboard with it and don't go for the steal. Just sit back, play good defense, and let Johnson make a mistake. Kalen Bird, watch yourself, son, watch yourself, and that's what we didn't need. And I'll be honest with you, Kalen Bird was just playing good defense right there. He was flirting around with it, but anyway, the fact is, Kenny White's at the line. That's Johnson's best player. Although he struggled a little bit from the free throw line. 4-point ball game, 156. Should be a 1 and 1. And he made it. Both fouls for both teams will be in the double bonus on the next one. So we're in the double bonus for both teams here on out. And White makes both of them. And it's a 6-point game with 1:52 left. Roba Flint back in the game for Piedmont. So it's Flint, Whirls, Valentine, and there's Whirls. Look like they got a piece of it. Roba Flint now with the ball. Piedmont got it back. Flint wide open, lets it go, knocks it down. And there's that 3-pointer I told you would be coming from Roba Flint. And he couldn't have picked a better time to knock it down. It looked like Kenny White carried. And now they're going to call a foul on Whirls. Kenny White brought it down and it carried the basketball, and then Timothy Whirls went and got on him and they called a foul. That's a 3-point game, 1:24 left. Kenny White back at the line. And he drops that one. All right, gentlemen, box out. And he misses it. And there's what you need. Roba Flint now with the basketball. Piedmont down by 4. 1:20 left. And here's Flint. He's wide open. Let it go. And it's a little long. That's the shot you wanted. And you could tell Flint didn't. Oh, Flint grabbed him. And you could tell that he was a little surprised that he was that wide open. And if you've seen this kid shoot last year, you know why. Well, it'll be a double bonus And Marshall will be at the line, but he hasn't been too successful tonight, so let's hope that continues. It's still a 4-point ball game. Just a little bit over a minute left to go in the home opener, and he misses it. And this is where you don't want a basketball to bounce long and then the guys at the top not box out and let somebody come in from the top and get a rebound. And he makes that one. It's a 5-point game, so we're still good. 5-point basketball game. Justin Valentine will bring it up for Piedmont. You don't need a three-pointer here. Valentine pulls up, nails it. And now we're seeing the confident Justin Valentine. And it's a 2-point ball game. And Piedmont just let the defense go, and now it's a 4-point game again. 44 seconds left. Here comes Valentine. There's a pick set up. Valentine launches it, and oh, it's in and out. Hewitt saves it. Back to Flint. Flint to Valentine, who pulls up from, 35 feet, and that's not what we wanted. That is not what you needed to have, and luckily, Johnson threw it away. That's a time in the ball game where you don't need to panic. You just need to run your offense. Obviously, you need to act quickly, but we don't need a shot from 30 feet going up. But I'll tell you, Valentine's hit 2 big ones. And if that one would have dropped, I'm not for sure if there would have been anybody sitting down here at the ball game. 4-point game, 23 seconds left. It's Piedmont's basketball. So it's good to hear this crowd back into it. And we got a little Piedmont fan here. And this is Maddie Beatrice Osborne. Why don't you give a big cheer for Piedmont? Go Piedmont! Go Piedmont! There you go. As you can tell, she's bilingual. I'm not for sure what the first language was, but the second one you could tell was Go Piedmont. And that's Maddie Osborne. Maddie's mother sings the national anthem here at times and does a beautiful job. Well, 23.7 seconds left to go in the game. Shot clock is off. Piedmont with a basketball. They'll take it the length of the court. I'm a little surprised Johnson's not showing some kind of pressure at full court, but that's what they choose to do. Hewitt comes up, sets a pick. There's a pick and roll, and Hewitt throws it down. What a good call by Coach Walker in the timeout. And there's a pick and roll, and it's a 2-point ball game with 17 seconds left. You cannot run the pick and roll any better than that. And there's 2 veteran players, Justin Valentine and Nathan Hewitt. And I'm going to tell you, Valentine has finally shook off whatever was going up in his head off and is starting to play a ball game like I know that Valentine can play. What a nice pass. You're going to see a lot more of that this year. And Nick Marshall knocks down the first one. It's a 3-point game. Here's the crucial one right here. Here's where we got to box out. And he makes that one. So it's a 4-point game. Let's get the ball down court, gentlemen. Valentine comes down. There's a pick. We got to set it up. We got to go. 9 seconds. Valentine pulls up, lets it go. Little long. Flint takes it to length, misses it. Ball bounces around, and that's going to be the ball game. I'll tell you what. Piedmont finally got it together the last 3 minutes of the basketball game, but just come up just a little bit short at the end. And if there had been another 3 minutes on the game, Piedmont would have had it. But that's the story tonight, is that what we could have done. But I tell you what, for the home opener, it didn't go the way Piedmont wanted it to. Obviously, we wanted to win, but without Piedmont key personnel, sometimes that's going to happen. Just hate to lose a conference game this early. And the tradition now is to have a word of prayer with the teams after the ball game. And this is where we all pretend to love each other. No, I'm just kidding. And I just want to kind of clear up what was just said right there. And when I say this is where we all pretend to love each other, I just mean in a competitive spirit. After losing a close ball game like that, it's hard to go shoulder to shoulder with the team you just played and have a smile on your face. But that's what we do. And I'm glad that I'm not playing, because it'd be hard for me to do it. But final score is 89-85. Piedmont with the loss. Leading scorers for Piedmont was Nathan Hewitt. Hewitt had 19, and Reggie Scipio had 19 as well. And Tim Whirls, after having a hot first half, ended up the game with 5 3-pointers, and he had 17 points for the ball game. And then Kalen Bird had 10. And then Justin Valentine had 4 3-pointers and 3 big ones there towards the end. He ended up with 12. Well, that'll do it for the home opener here at Piedmont International University. I hope everyone has a happy and safe Halloween weekend. And from Winston-Salem, downtown Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I'm Scott Aaron. Have a good night.